This is the Synthetic Signal Report for Saturday, May 23, 2026, in the morning. Today we analyze the release of Anthropic's Glasswing research, the containment efforts surrounding a significant data breach at the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, and the legislative movement to halt automated license plate tracking. We also examine the emergence of local agentic Kanban platforms and the hardware supply shifts driven by Chinese memory production.
Anthropic has published an initial update on Project Glasswing, marking a significant step in model transparency and interpretability. The research focuses on the latent topology of neural networks, attempting to map exactly how concepts are stored and retrieved within the model's weight layers. By visualizing these activations in real time, the team has identified specific clusters that govern reasoning bias, which they claim can be pruned without degrading the model's general performance. This is not just a theoretical exercise. It suggests that future alignment will shift from broad reinforcement learning to surgically modifying internal knowledge structures. This research is critical for the industry as we move towards systems that must explain their internal logic rather than simply providing an output.
Lawmakers are demanding answers following a critical data leak at the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency. Current reports indicate that attackers accessed sensitive internal communications and vulnerability management files. This incident is particularly sensitive because the agency is the primary coordinator for national cyber defense. The breach originated from an external-facing administrative portal that lacked multi-factor authentication, an oversight that has led to immediate calls for a full audit of all agency-wide login protocols. The fallout is expected to result in new legislation mandating stricter vendor security standards for all entities that share data with the federal government. We are identifying the rise of Kanbots as an under-the-radar development with high potential for disruption. Kanbots is a new desktop application that allows users to manage Kanban cards, where each card is assigned a parallel agent. Instead of a project manager manually updating a ticket, the agent assigned to that card autonomously monitors external data sources and updates the status of the task. This moves project management from a passive tracking activity to an active, agent-driven environment. As these agents begin to communicate with each other across different Kanban boards, we are seeing the birth of decentralized, self-organizing corporate workflows. A bipartisan amendment is making its way through a House committee markup hearing that would effectively terminate state and local automated license plate reader programs. The legislation targets any entity receiving federal highway funding, prohibiting them from using automated license plate readers for any purpose other than routine toll collection. This represents a rare cross-party consensus against the mass surveillance of civilian movement. If passed, it would force a nationwide purge of the massive databases currently aggregating location logs, creating a significant challenge for law enforcement agencies that have relied on these systems to build movement profiles for millions of citizens. Community sentiment is currently defined by a fix-it fatigue. The most significant items include: first, there is widespread chatter regarding the Anthropic Claude Mythos project. While the model has identified 10,000 critical software flaws, developers are noting that the bottleneck for security is no longer finding bugs, but the human labor required to patch them. Second, the hardware community is buzzing over Corsair's integration of memory from the Chinese manufacturer CXMT. This move into mainstream consumer DDR5 kits is seen as a strategic antidote to the current global memory supply crunch, potentially lowering prices for high-performance builds. Third, in the world of emerging tools, the Gemini Anti-Gravity CLI is trending on GitHub. It is a terminal-based agent tool designed for rapid migration of MCP server plugins, emphasizing speed and low-latency coding assistance for local agents. Finally, we are seeing intense discussion around the new 122 terabyte SSD from Huawei. By using die-on-board packaging, they are sidestepping sanctions on high-layer count 3D NAND chips, demonstrating that physical innovation can sometimes outpace regulatory restrictions. The Pulse ID for today remains locked on the transition toward local, hardware-integrated AI solutions, as companies realize that token costs for cloud-based agents have become fiscally unsustainable.